Hello, welcome to yet another late night gaming session. Today we are playing up against a 1703 from Denmark. Haven't played too many people from Denmark. And yet again, as always, I'm going to complain about my brain feeling fried because I'm playing late, but yet again, that's not a real excuse. Immediately they play a weird line with g6 and the Alapin. A few months ago, I might have known how to defend against this or play against this. I know that it's slightly different than what you normally play, but as it currently stands, I don't know. So I'm going to assume that d4 is the normal move because it usually is, and he does take. Assuming he's going to fianchetto, and then I'll probably follow it up with knight to f3, and this will likely be a pretty standard opening. Now watch him throw in like king f8 or something and totally throw me off. Not gonna lie, I've been stuck around the mid to high 1600s for a hot minute now, and I am getting a bit frustrated with my lack of progress, but it's all my own fault. I am also aware because I need to take chess more seriously and actually study. By the way, I'm assuming that he's planning on doing this on the next move. In which case, I probably actually will choose to play against an IQP structure, because I kind of like making the game a little bit more interesting. Alapin gets a little bit tiresome sometimes. Oh, and he doesn't even do that anyway. Okay, so either way, I'm totally fine. Knight to here is an odd choice. I assume, though, that it's to bolster the d5 push, which will probably play either next or after castling. Can I stop d5 in any way? Or do I even need to stop it is the better question, actually. I don't think I do. I could play bishop to c4, but then here, let's see, then takes, and I lose a piece. So I shouldn't, to be honest, I really shouldn't have to calculate that. And also, it's worth noting, I actually could push this pawn myself, taking away d5. And, that's actually looking pretty decent. I could also play e5, which looks enticing for the reason that I can en passant, which is a fun move to play. But I think that he can just probably play d6 and equalize pretty quickly. But really, I am seriously wondering if d5 is a good move here. I think he can actually win a pawn if I do that, because no, he can. I was thinking like after this he can take, and then take, but then I actually just pawn takes and I'm fine. You know what? I like this move for another reason, which is the fact that it's kind of limits his knight's development. So let's do it. I think that it's gonna shake up the game a little bit more than playing like bishop to e2 or some other timid move. So yeah, he has a few responses. He can take my knight on c3. I don't think that he really ever wants to capture this pawn. I just don't think that would be good, for kind of obvious reasons, to be honest. But he could just probably ignore me and castle. In which case, I really don't think I would want to play a move like d6. I think that would be an overextension. But you know what? We'll cross that road if we come to it. Okay, he does take the pawn. I'm surprised. Now, I could recapture with my pawn, and kind of claim that in the battle of IQPs, mine's stronger since it's further. But honestly, I think that I'd rather just take with this knight. Because if he doesn't capture it, I have a lot of ideas with developing my bishop and even threatening a fork in some cases. Okay, he does take it, so I was really not expecting this to be how the game goes on. I could take with this pawn yet again, but since I don't have my knight on c3 anymore, I feel like it would be kind of difficult actually to defend it. Although, to be completely frank, I have a feeling that in game review, it's going to be the best move to take with the pawn. But I honestly just feel like after he's played something like b6 and bishop to b7, my pawn is going to be a really easy to target, versus this knight can't really jump to its defense too easily, so I can really only defend with my light square bishop and my knight, and my queen, I guess. So instead of all that, I think that I should probably just take with my queen and keep things a bit more simple. And claim that he is a weakness while I don't. Okay, so does that. Okay, let's just develop my bishop. I'm going to develop it here so that he can't play rook to e8. I played my move a little bit quickly because obviously I'm down a few minutes, want to keep up the time pressure a little bit. I'm going to keep cognizant of the fact that his bishop is eyeing this pawn, but not afraid of it, and there might actually be some world where I give up that pawn for a lead in development, like for example, bishop to f4 takes rook to b1, and then I'm fully activated while all of his pieces are on the back rank, but I'm not convinced that that exact continuation is good. I'm getting that little pit in my stomach where I feel like I have a slightly better position, but I'm so bad at capitalizing on any type of positional edge. It's really, really bad. But yeah, that is an issue that I'm going to have to deal with at some point if I want to get better at chess, is capitalizing on, to be honest, not even positional advantages, just advantages in general. Like, there are quite a few games where I'm up a piece and I just lose because I can't convert. And obviously this position is far, far and away from talk of conversion. I'm just saying that in general. Obviously this position is far from lost or won for either side. Okay, he develops his knight. Completely reasonable move. He might want to jump over here, though, targeting my bishop. I'm not too afraid of that. I probably wouldn't go back to b3, but I would probably drop back to d3. And then, actually, I would have bishop to d2, winning tempo. So I'm just going to castle, because I'm really not afraid of his knight at all. Yeah, let's just castle. Let's just castle. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard for him to develop a little bit. I'm thinking, even if he wants to put his bishop on b7, this pawn will then become weaker. Okay, he develops his queen. He's offering the queen trade. I don't think that I want to accept it, though, because my lead in development is strong enough that I can do better than just plainly accepting it. Like, I can play rook to d1, and then if he wants to accept it, then I think that I'm better for it, or more willing to take it at least. So yeah, let's just play rook to d1. I don't think that I can really be hurt by that move, and if he still wants to take the queen trade, I just think that I have a better pawn structure, so probably have a marginal advantage going into the endgame if he accepts the queen trade. So I'm not sure it's the wisest choice, but I think that it's totally reasonable to make, to be honest, at this level at least. But yeah, his dark square bishop is a bit of an issue. I'm probably going to have to play rook to b1 and then trade the bishops in the future. Obviously not yet, because that would hang... Oh no, it would not hang upon. What am I talking about? But if he doesn't accept the queen trade on this next move, I might just trade queens on my own, to be honest. Either that, or... Okay, so he does trade the queens. Fair enough. What do I want to take with? I think that taking with the bishop wouldn't make too much sense, because I would never really take this knight and heal his structure anyway. So I think that taking with the knight is definitely what just makes the most intuitive sense. Also limiting his knight's development a little bit there, because he can't go to a5 anymore, which he would be able to do if I had taken with the bishop. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, why would he do that? But the point still stands, that I think that the knight is the better option because obviously I'm also playing against this weakened pawn. And yeah, I think that my next few moves will... Okay, so... Okay, that's a fair move. That's a fair move indeed. But is it? So obviously he's eyeing this square, but to be honest, I kind of want him to go to that square. Because if he goes to that square, I have an excuse to play rook to b1, which I wanted to do anyway. Obviously the threat right now is that he's just targeting my rook, which I'm not going to forget about, hopefully. It would be nice if I could move back to d4. Oh, no, it wouldn't. That would be a fork anyway, but hopefully you're picking up what I'm putting down. I don't know why I said... I've never used that expression before in my entire life. Where do I go with my rook is a slight question. I kind of like the idea of just fully limiting his development, making it so that he can't even dream of pushing this pawn. Because if... He might in some future dream of playing like rook to d8 and then pushing d5. Obviously that doesn't work right now. So with that being said, let's jump right back here, I think. I think that makes the most sense. And yeah, he can play rook to c2. But I'm really not afraid of it because I kind of want him to do that actually. If I'm being honest. And he might even get his rook trapped if that happens. I mean, he'd have to kind of try hard to do that, but it's always a possibility. And by the way, if he does end up playing that move, then I probably will just play my response without too much commentary because it would be kind of obvious what I'm going to play. That being said, I am a little bit concerned about the defense of this e-pawn. Because obviously I can defend with this knight, but that looks a bit clunky. So a move like rook to e8 right now would probably make a little bit of sense at least for him. That being said, actually, yeah, no, that move would make sense. Yeah, and he does play it. So a little bit annoying, but nothing too crazy. So I probably will end up having to play this move, which is very ugly. But I'm not sure I can help it. I'm not sure I can help it. I mean, my only other option, really... Actually, I'm not sure I have another option, because even dropping this bishop back, he just takes, and then takes. So yeah, I think that I do actually have to play this move. So let's just do it. Let's just do it. No point in talking too long about a move when I know what I'm going to play. And now I can play f3 if I really have to. But yeah, I'm definitely not handling this in the best way, to be honest. I'm not sure what I'm meant to be doing, but I don't think this is it. Ooh, I have a plan, though. I have a plan. A little bit of a sneaky plan, too, if I do say so myself. I'm planning on playing a3, because I kind of wanted to play that anyway. And then, if he plays knight to c2, I'm going to very quickly play rook to b1 to hide any suspicion or anything. And then, if he isn't careful, he actually gets his knight trapped. After bishop here, knight there, followed by king to f8 or f1. But obviously still very, very up in the air. And by the way, I keep on talking about how it's kind of hard for me to make moves, but I'm sure my opponent feels the same way because he's probably more restricted than I am. It's just that my pieces are a little bit awkward right now. But after I untangle, I do think that I have better chances in the end game. Of course, he doesn't have to fall for any of what I just said. If I play a3, he could just move back to c6. And then he would actually probably have a strong outpost. Well, I guess it isn't really an outpost because I can dismantle him from there pretty easily with like a knight b3 or something because he wouldn't have pawns surrounding his knight. Anyway, enough conjecture. Let's see what my opponent plays, and they're lower on time than I am. I mean, it's worth noting that they're 1703. If they lose this game, they'll go back down into the 1600s. Oh no! Did I blunder a rook? Oh, I'm so silly. Oh, that's tragic. Oh, come on. Wait, really? Am I really? Yeah, I mean, oh gosh, that's so embarrassing. I don't know. Yeah, going up to d6 was a terrible decision. I definitely should have gone back to d1. And I lost because of it. So humiliating. Well, it's okay. It's okay. Going down an exchange isn't the worst thing that can happen in the world. And I'm looking for ways to avoid it. I don't think there is one. Dang, how did I mean, I can only go there, or there. Right? And it's covered everywhere. Yeah, that was really stupid of me to overlook, to be honest. Yeah, I would say good find by my opponent, but honestly, it was just a bad miss by me. Okay, let's play this move, I guess. We're going to lose it no matter what, pretty much, so we might as well improve the position of our bishop by a little bit. And yeah. Totally terrible by me. So bad. But you play with the cards that you were dealt. Right? And the cards that I am dealt is being down in exchange. But honestly, sometimes bishops and knights can be stronger than rooks. Are they here? No. But in the future, could they be? Possibly. Possibly, possibly. Do I think they will be? No. But they definitely could be. And this game is far from over because I struggle to deal with... okay, what was the point of that? Okay, I guess he wants to push this, but let's just let's start playing with a little bit of pace since we're up on time. I think that he wants to push this pawn and exchange pieces, probably. Exchange the bishops. So yeah, we're just gonna... I mean, if he gives us this bishop, I'm probably gonna just take it. If he doesn't take it, though, I think that I probably have knight to f4. Bishop to f4, I mean. Thanks to the tempo that I would win attacking his rook. And I don't think that things are quite as bad as they seem right now. They're probably close to being as bad as they seem, but just positionally, I don't think it's that bad. That being said, it was inexcusable for me to make that blunder. Okay, that's a good move. I didn't see that move. Yeah, I'm very annoyed because now this idea doesn't really work. And he does get probably the trade that he wanted all along. And yeah, I don't really see a point of playing bishop to e4 because that probably builds into his plan anyway. Oh, actually, I do see a reason that that might be decent. Actually, let's play bishop out here, because maybe I'm building a little net around his king, and then if he plays this, I can play rook to d1, and then after the bishop trade, maybe I take here. It only doesn't work because after that he actually has an attack on my king, winning the... Wow, yeah. I think maybe I am as bad as I thought. Okay, so it's definitely a bishop move right now. The question is which one. You know what? I'm actually thinking it's probably bishop to d2. So that I can point it at the king in the future. Yeah, it's probably bishop d2. I'm almost guaranteeing you that he's going to play d6. Not quite a guarantee, but pretty much a guarantee. Because that was kind of the whole point, I think, of him putting his rook here. Or maybe it wasn't, who knows, I'm not in his brain. And then I'll probably have to play f3 at some point, because the bishops are going to be traded whether I like it or not, I think. If only I wasn't down in exchange, this would be a great position. Okay, that was not what I was expecting, to be honest. That was not what I was expecting. But he's trying to be very aggressive, I guess. But now he kind of gives me a few targets, right? Where do I want to go? I could obviously go to e3. I don't think that's good, though, because that gives him bishop to f4. At which point, I might as well just not play, because he's going to trade everything. That's just not good for me. Dang, I think I'm going to have to go to a3. a3 is, I think, my only move right now. He can't push this, obviously. Oh, no, sorry, he can, obviously, is what I meant to say. But I think that he's going to go through with his idea of lifting the bishop. Which makes sense. Which makes total sense. But yeah, we're just gonna fight. We're just gonna fight this one out. It isn't looking super hopeful, but I've seen insane games happen. I've seen insane games with victors that nobody would predict. So hopefully this is going to be one of those. And you know what? From now on, I'm not going to talk at all about about being an exchange down. Only about the position on the board. That's my promise to you. Unless it gets worse. Okay. So I'm just looking at ideas that I have. Obviously, he's pinned here. Can't really make use of that quite yet. Probably going to play bishop to e3 at some point, targeting this pawn. Never mind. Ooh, no, I'm still going to play bishop e3, because if he isn't careful, he's going to get his rook trapped. So let's play it quickly so that he maybe misses it. And even if he doesn't miss it, it's actually pretty difficult to get out of. Because even if he pushes there, I'm still going to play this move. I don't think that this move fully works because I have this. In which case I would actually be up a bishop, but I'm sure that there is a defense that I'm just not seeing right now. Oh, like this. No, because after I play this, this is covered by the knight. Never mind. Yeah, it actually is a little bit tricky for him to defend the rook. Probably not impossible, though. I'm just looking for ways for him to get out of it. But, oh, I'm stupid. Yeah, he does have an easy way. It's this. Actually, not necessarily. Because then I play bishop to f4. And then he's actually cutting off his own escape route. Yeah, it is a little bit tricky. So if he wanted to, this could end in a draw after this, then he goes back and I go back too. So this could be hopeful. This could be hopeful. I mean, I'm just trying to think of what to say right now because obviously no moves are being played on the board at the moment. It's kind of hard to commentate when nothing is happening. But on my opponent's side, a lot of thinking is happening. So maybe I'll try to get into his brain a little bit. What are his plans for the future? One thing I noticed that I never talk about are what my opponent's overarching plans are. Like, it's actually almost eye-opening. I've literally, before saying this, like right now, I never even thought about it. I have never, like, once asked myself, what are the grand plans that my opponent wants, not counting, like, tactics or something. And my opponent, yet another super old chess.com account. So I think that his grand plans, if he manages not to lose this rook, okay, so he does play that. We're going to go through with what we said. Because we're up on time by almost double, so we're going to try to keep up that advantage. Oh, I'm actually still going to be down a piece after this, though, because if he takes here, he's going to take back with the bishop, and then he actually just will be up a piece. That might have actually been a big mistake by me. Why did I do that? I should have thought about that. Yeah, no, moving this knight was so much better, because this rook is defended. What am I talking about? Why did I do that? Oh, that was idiotic. But the best we can do right now is capture that. Yeah, that was a little bit idiotic of me. Not gonna lie. And I think more than a little bit. I don't know why he's thinking about capturing this. I mean, it's kind of his only move. So yeah, now the game is over because I was just an idiot. I tried to play super quickly, but I just totally forgot that I don't have to be an idiot. I will get a pawn for it, but yeah, that was not my brightest moment. I really don't know why he's thinking. I mean, maybe he was getting up to get a glass of water or something. Yeah, I should have definitely played knight to c3. Oh, that's why he was thinking. Well, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, so I'm not even gonna be up that one pawn. Wow, yeah, no, that's a good move. That's a good move. I mean, I really have to play this. I don't have much of a choice. Okay, we're just gonna take this. Now I'm kind of guessing he's going to play a move. Oh no, well he can't actually play that, so never mind. And his bishops are a little bit trapped. Not really. Now I'm grasping for straws. This is sad. Okay, well, we're still gonna fight for it, but now we're just down a full piece. We're up 4 minutes, but keep in mind that there was a 10-second increment, so that is not going to help me out too much, I think. But we'll stay positive. This is only a game. We'll have many more games in the future. Or hopefully not too many, because hopefully I'll reach 1800 at some point. Okay, let's just defend this pawn. We're trying to keep up the time pressure. And, I mean, we're kind of just hoping that he's going to make a mistake, to be honest. Even though that's not how I like to win. That's kind of where we are right now. The only, and I mean the only saving grace of this position. Okay, well, never mind. Now we can develop this. Well, yeah, that's rough. Okay, well, let's attack his bishop at least. Let's attack at least. If he goes there... Oh, yeah, that comes with the check. Well, that's okay. Yeah, now he wants to trade bishops, but that's really not going to happen on my watch. I could attack this rook, but then he's just going to trap it. That would be very bad. I can't take here because obviously. I can play this though. Attacking his pawn. Which I think makes the most sense, because obviously I'm not going to accept a trade here. Accepting a trade when we're down a piece is basically accepting death, which we don't like to do for obvious reasons. Honestly, he doesn't even have to defend this pawn. He could even play rook over here, and okay, if he does choose to defend it, we're just going to keep up the time pressure. And at least it's a fork, but it's not really a fork because he can actually even play this. Yeah, I mean, now I'm just playing quickly and badly. Quickly and badly. All in one. Which is not a great way to play. Yeah, yeah. Okay, and opponent's playing well too, I should mention. I think that I'm cooked. Is the nice way to say it. Okay, well, let's at least attack this pawn. Because it's the most obvious threat. And we also blunder a fork. Okay, I'm going to resign. Terrible game. Absolutely terrible game. But those happen. Pretty bad game last night, too. Yeah. That's just not it. Bad games just make me feel so depressed. Because I know I can play so much better than that, but sometimes that's just how it goes. Yeah, I mean, the big blunder was obviously this. In fact, if I didn't play this, I think that I was even better. Yeah, I was literally better. Because this pawn is pinned and attacked. I was worried about him playing like h6, but that isn't even a consideration. Instead, I choose to trap my rook, and well, the rest is just history. Yeah, this is even worse. Yeah, my opponent's clinical in defense. And I'm not really sure there's too much to discuss. I played well until I didn't, is basically how this game went. d5 wasn't great. Bit annoyed, but it's okay. At least I wasn't worse here. I took this trade I should have taken with the pawn, as I kind of said the computer would have wanted me to do. Then, okay, so going up, playing rook to d6 was best. That was a good move. I'm glad that I saw that. My problem was then I just got myself trapped, which is just not okay. And then, I mean, I was already lost, but I went for this absurdly terrible tactic, thinking I was going up the exchange, but forgetting that his piece was defended, so I was just down a full piece. And then I just got my knight, my rook even more trapped, and then I fell for a fork. Terrible game. Hopefully you guys don't judge me too much for it. Going back into the 1660s, which hurts very badly, but you know what? We'll get out of this rut in the near future, I believe. All right, have a great night. Adios.